Welcome back to Aerofly FS4 and the Dash 8 Q400. Today we'll do a quick tutorial demo flight and I'll show you how to fly this airplane from A to B, but first we'll plan our route. Today we're flying London City to Cardiff, cruising at 16,000 because it's such a short flight, taking runway 27 out of London City with a departure and taking the ILS for runway 30 at Cardiff. In the flight deck, first of all, we're going to check out the FMC. We can see that our flight plan has pulled through correctly from the world map here. And on the autopilot panel, first of all, we can see that our V-speeds on the left have been populated. 16,000 is our selected altitude. And our navigation path is displayed on the navigation display. For now, we'll just activate nav mode, park and brake off, and throttles up. We'll rotate at the rotate speed given to the left of the PFD, raise the landing gear when we have positive rate, and just fly following the flight director. Activate the autopilot and vertical speed mode to hold our current vertical speed as we climb. We'll also retract the flaps as we climb out. When the airplane eventually reaches its top of climb, it will level off and you'll see an altitude annunciator appear on the PFD. Now we're at cruise, let's check out our flight plan and find out what our bottom of descent altitude is. That's the lowest altitude before our destination runway. It's 2,200. So we use the altitude dial and we'll dial in 2,200 feet and activate VNAV. The Q400 does not have an auto throttle. It does have an airspeed hold mode which alters the pitch of the aircraft to maintain its current speed. I find that using airspeed hold mode along with my throttle in this position gives a fairly stable altitude, but of course your mileage will vary depending on the flight. If you use auto tuning in the sim, your destination ILS will automatically appear on the pedestal. In terms of other useful controls, barometric pressure dial is located to the left of the PFD and navigation display zoom in and out is on the pedestal just in front of the throttle. If we zoom out, we can see our top of descent ahead of us. Top of descent is indicated by a glide slope style marker on the right hand side of the PFD. When it reaches the centre of the vertical bars, reduce the throttle and the airplane will pitch down into VNAV path mode. I find that initially, fly idle is a good setting for this descent. The Q400 in this sim isn't capable of following some of the more complex approaches, such as the one at Cardiff, so we'll need to use heading mode to vector ourselves towards the airport. We use the heading dial to select our desired heading, activate heading mode on the autopilot panel, and we'll start vectoring ourselves towards the final approach fix at Cardiff. At different airports with simpler approaches, you can keep it in nav mode all the way to your final approach fix, of course. As I descend, I'm managing my speed and applying flaps just before final. Just before turning on to your final approach fix, you can drop the landing gear. When the airplane's heading towards final, change the nav source to ILS and activate approach mode. The localizable arm, and when the airplane intercepts the localizer, it will turn towards the destination runway, and it will also intercept the glide slope, which will allow the airplane to descend towards the runway. This is where you want to make sure you are as close to your approach speed as possible. Adjust the throttle to manage your approach speed as you descend on the glide slope. The Q400 doesn't have auto land, so please enjoy my attempt at a manual landing.
500, 400, 300, 200.
apply reversers and brakes to a stop. And that concludes our tutorial flight in the Q400. It's a difficult plane to fly because of that lack of auto throttle, but I hope you found this useful. If you did, please drop a like, feel free to subscribe for more flight sim and Aerofly content. Take care, and I'll see you next time.